Let's get the show on the road. We fill in some of these things here. Looks like we're live now. So hey, what's up? This is Dave. It's Monday, May 14, I believe. Just double check the sound. Yep, that sounds like we're getting sound. So it's just got back from Taiwan on Thursday, and I wasn't able to stream from there because my the locations where I had the computer set up didn't have an adequate bandwidth to upload live stream. I suppose I could have recorded and uploaded, but the upload rates are just incredibly slow. So I just didn't bother. But I'm here now. I'm trying to get my life back together. It was a good trip. It looks like we have just lost the stream again. I'm not sure what's going on with this, but yeah. So let me kind of get my head together on this. I'm going to still be on the Monday and Thursday streaming blogging schedule. I did just put up a blog post on just a Taiwan blog post, not a specific one about like what's going on with my life, but I think it should be part of the whole Taiwan trip blog series. So if you go to the blog and you head over and look over at this is day 5. So I was there for 15 days, so there'll be 15 days to cover. There's 3 posts up right now with some photos and so forth. So that will be my content generation for a while. There's also a lot of things on my mind. I did do a Groundhog Day resolutions post as well. And I guess I'm still a little bit out of it. Let me just take a quick look over here on the blog. Do I have a split screen view for? Yeah. So let's see. Oh, that's weird. This is still breaking. I'm just going with that. Try to fix that. Why is that doing that? What I'm looking at over here is, oops, that's not what I want. So these are not supposed to be breaking into rows like this. So I'm looking to see if what is forcing this to screw up. It's probably in the A level. 31.9. Why is this? It should probably be 7. It's not doing anything. Yeah. Or maybe it's a margin thing? $31. So I had to look at that later and see what's going on with it. See if we can write a better rule for it. 31.2 looks like about right. Anyway, so there's all this post stuff here. The most interesting one probably was the Groundhog Day resolutions post. Where is it? That's strange. Where is it? Here, this one. Let's see what I was talking about. So one thing I wanted to do this week was just make a poster for reminding myself what my Groundhog Day resolutions would be. And I think I'll end up doing that tomorrow. But it was a good trip for reflecting on things. I'm feeling very positive about what path I'm on. I overcame quite a few childhood hang-ups this trip, speaking Chinese, and not feeling terribly embarrassed by it for once. Like, I was able to communicate well enough, and no longer did I see my failure to speak Chinese as some sort of indictment on what a bad person I am for not speaking my ethnic homeland language. And that was good. And having that confidence seems to have spilled over into a lot of my other goals. I think I know what I need to do. I'm pretty confident that it will work. No longer do I feel as held back in waiting for something to happen, like being accepted in some way. So now I accept myself a little bit more than I used to. Every year I get a little better at that. So, I don't know. I don't really have a lot to talk about today. Um, Still just getting back into the swing of things. A few new things that are happened is that I have some roommates now. So a friend of mine, Alex, is hanging out here for a few months as like he transitions from one life chapter to another life chapter. I had a temporary visitor who I thought was going to be more long term, but she decided that after she just I guess maybe needed to talk to somebody about some of the stuff that was going through her life. So we talked about it this morning, just impromptu. It wasn't like a planned thing. And afterwards, she felt better and decided to go back home and do her just kind of rebuild. I think some of the stories I was relating to her about, like this feeling of disconnection I felt when I was a kid in Taiwan, not speaking Chinese and assuming wrongly that everyone, like, I wasn't welcome. And then learning a kind of self-acceptance, and then learning that people aren't really don't care as much as I thought they did. And part of that insight came out of things like when I started painting like this hand, and finding out that no one really gave a crap about it. Um, Being less sensitive about it, and also just realizing that what was the key thing? The key insight was, well, one of the things that's related to when I was a kid, not feeling accepted, um, was the other idea that I wasn't understood. And that was a feeling that lasted far longer until I would say, even like last year, like, well, who really understands me? I do all these things. People like what I do. People don't really understand it. And then there are people who just don't get me at all. And that's like, I would say, the majority of people as opposed to most people. I don't try to conform particularly well. I don't have a real regular job. I don't have a regular job. I shouldn't say I don't have a real job. My job is being me. My job is finding out what makes me work and sharing that. That's what I've decided. So I shared these insights with my friend, and so I told her, no one understands us, but we understand ourselves and what we can do. Instead of us trying to find ways to get people to understand us, we can make ourselves understood by sharing what it is that we're about, and in that way, be our own accrediting agency. And maybe that helped. I hope it did. So I'm going to cut this short because I really don't have a whole lot to say right now. I need to get back into the swing of things. This was a pretty long trip. But before I go, we'll just do a preview of like some of the photos from the trip. So let me pull up Lightroom over here. And I have a collection, my Taiwan collection. Where is it? Here, Taiwan 2018. There's 1,287 pictures and videos in here. So starting from just being at the airport, I'll just flop through these really fast. Flying Cathay Pacific, here's the supper menu. Cathay Pacific has okay food. It wasn't great. ANA has better food. Going through the Hong Kong International Airport, they had this exhibit on Cheongsam, that Chinese traditional dress, which I unfortunately didn't see on the way back. I wanted to like see some of the other parts of it. Taking one of these weird shuttle buses. What was that? So I have videos of things. I'm going to bring these all in and cut them into some kind of mega video of some kind. So I have that importing on the PC. Just bizarre little things. I have enough footage just to cut up kind of like a impression of Taiwan, I think. Or the impression of the trip, I should say. Oh, there was this Hugh Jackman Mont Blanc commercial. Advertisement in the on-flight magazine. Look at me using a pen and being very, very, very cool about it. What's he writing? I can't quite read it. Oh, well. I was like looking, some of the things I wanted to look at. This is like lunch on the plane. Some sort of, I don't know what it was. MRT stop. Taiwan subway. or the Taipei subway, or is this the high-speed rail? It's nice to be in a city where they have real rapid transit. Dad picks us up. So ride back. The image stabilization of the iPhone video is actually really impressive here. You can see the car bouncing up and down, but it's fairly smooth. First lunch, got some snacks. We were staying in our uncle's house in the country, unfortunately, which was far away from anything, but he had this awesome gas range. I mean, so like real gas burners, not these anemic, like lame things that we have here in the States. And my dad was showing my sister's boyfriend, like, all his plants in his balcony greenhouse. Some things around the house. Best dad ever. Various foods, artifacts, ice cream at the 7-Eleven, some dinners, various people, Dad's 90th birthday banquet, relatives. This was like some kind of soup that had this fluffy cloud-like material in it, and I looked it up, and they're actually fallopian tubes from frogs. Who knew they made fluffy soup additives? Yeah, I know I'm going through these quickly, but there's a lot of photos, and I'll eventually be posting a lot of these pictures online. So, like, these are some things that, mochi, various bread things. New Zealand butter. It's like the family tomb. Let's try to get a picture inside. Taiwan Starbucks. This was did I get this? What is this? Oh, this is, Robert was doing some pachinko stuff. This is a weird bear. I should put that in the blog post. Traveling to Taiwan. This is when we go to Sun Moon Lake. Some of these pictures you've already seen. Not posting family pictures though. Let's see. Ride in a taxi. Just kind of getting a sense of what it looked like. A little gift store. This is a charcoal peanut. You really can't see what it looks like, but I still have a bag of it. We'll eat on one of these at some point. I'm very excited by these. I also have some gifts I can I can show off to y'all. But my head's just no place right now to do that stuff. And we're getting on this boat. Sun Moon Lake has a bunch of boats that shuttle between 3 different destinations. It's a fairly big lake. Inside of one of these little boats. So one of the locations is how do you describe it? It's an old temple that's, I think, a temple to the Aboriginal people. So there's a bunch of Aborigines singing stuff and telling the story of their people, basically. We walked up this thing. What is this? I haven't reviewed a lot of these videos. Yeah, I think you can cut these into some kind of interesting thing. But anyway, we'll look at some more of those like the other day. It's 15 minutes now. This is long enough. Don't want to go too longer. So that's today's What's Up, Dave. Just kind of remembering how this all works. It's amazing how much I've forgotten how to do this since not being in the practice of it. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you Thursday. Bye.